I'm honored to be with you here today to recognize our work with the Northside Food Pantry. Can you hear me in the back?
Yes.
Okay, using that teacher voice. In today's world, many of us have been questioning how we can participate in a positive manner to meet the needs of those who are hurting. Often we try to identify ways we can make a difference to bring hope to others and to ourselves. Merriam-Webster defines hope as an optimistic state of mind that is based on an expectation of positive outcomes with respect to events and circumstances in one's own life or the world at large. As a verb, Merriam-Webster defines hope as to expect with confidence. I believe that, and Cheryl believe, that is why many individuals choose to serve and donate food to food pantries within our community. We are working as a light of hope for a positive outcome for those who are in need of meeting the nutritional needs of their families. In turn, families are recognizing the hope that others care and are willing to take action. In Racine County, there are 16 food pantries, 13 of which are within the city of Racine. Our congregation donates and volunteers at the Northside Food Pantry, located at North Point United Methodist Church on Erie and 3 Mile. It's open Tuesdays, 4:30 to 5:30, and they serve a meal at 4:30 that St. Vincent de Paul sponsors. And then we're open Thursdays 2 to 4. There are 8 churches that support the Northside Food Pantry. So far in 2025, and we're in the month of August, 1,108 families, 2,169 adults, and 1,076 children have been served. Our donations thus far are approximately 500 pounds, what you bring in weekly. And then again, Cheryl and I divide that, 1 week going to FaithWorks, 1 week going to Food Pantry. There have been some monetary donations as well. That is used to purchase eggs and margarine, which is not supplied by outside agencies, and also extra meats if we run low. We also then support the FaithWorks Pantry at Living Faith Lutheran Church on the south side of Racine. It's open 1 to 3 on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4:30 to 6:30. Cheryl Dexter and Kathy Christensen are 2 of our major volunteers at that site. Cheryl notes that generally there are over 40 clients. They may be families or individuals who stop in each time FaithWorks is open, and they've been extremely busy currently. How do individuals know of the locations of the pantries? New clients to a food pantry can text to 211 to obtain names of, or call, names of pantries within their zip code. They can also obtain information on meal sites and housing information. I brought along the documentation that is needed to be filled out by a client the first time they come into a food pantry. So there are requirements for them to meet. The forms are available in Spanish, We also are very fortunate to have a volunteer, usually at each site at FaithWorks and our own, who can speak Spanish. We've been known with Kathy Christensen's fast fingers on her Spanish translation, thing in order to get through there so we can communicate. And we're always willing to assist anyone who comes in with completing the forms. That completed information is kept in strict confidentiality. It's entered into a computer program, has a means of keeping track of clients who use the services, and to determine that clients only come in once a month in order for us to spread what we have among needing families, unless there is a need. And then we would give them some additional items. One person, Steve Openier, who's the director at Northside, said they found out came in a third time, and she was gently reminded that she would not be able to come in for another month. There are eligibility requirements. The income for an individual or family must be below 185% of the poverty level. In 2025, the poverty level for a single person per year is $15,000 for a year. For two, $21,000. For three, $26,000. If you do some math, it's approximately about $1,300 a month. Well, how do you afford rent and money to feed your family? Clients who come in to receive food easily qualify for assistance. When they come in, if they are within our system, the client must show a picture ID, usually a driver's license or a state ID. If address is different, the person should bring in proof of where they live, a utility bill, a phone bill, rent receipt. If there are additional members to the family, they are required to bring in a social security card, a medical card, just something to prove that they are indeed part of their family. Once a client, though, completes this process, the only thing they need to do when they come in one time each month, show their ID, we look for their name, and then we fill out a little form, it's sent to the back, and their items are filled. We try to enforce that the person needs to live within the zip code of the family. That's so that we can spread the people that are in need across the entire city. If everybody came to one pantry, you can imagine supplies would be low. So there is a requirement about living within the area. Again, food may be picked up generally once a month, and it is a 3-day supply of food. And then although pantries often give more than a 3-day supply. So it's cereals. If you have young kids, what do they want in the breakfast? And for breakfast, cereals. We give about 4 or 5 cans of canned vegetables, 4 to 5 cans of fruit, and this is where you can put that on. And it's the food drive 5. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Tuna, peanut butter and jelly, pancake syrup, pancake mix if it's a family and they need it. Many food pantries, with the support of you and financial donations, are able to provide eggs and margarine. That's somewhat a luxury for families to have. And then good old toilet paper and a bar of soap, rice. And so we try to hit at the protein foods. So canned seafood, poultry, tuna, nuts, Fruit packed in juice, dried or sauced. Soups can provide protein, whole grain foods, and vegetables. Now in the summer, the pantries have been receiving a lot of fresh vegetables from the Eco Justice Center or any other churches that plant or neighborhoods. And so they receive that. They receive some fruits. When we asked you to bring in those items on a Sunday, we do ask for you to look for lower sodium options and then check the expiration dates. Ironically, what we find more is when people move and clean out their food pantry, they put things in, and then if you see a can that looks a little, you look at that, well, nope, we used to send that off to feed the pigs, but I don't think we have our connection anymore. So we try to be sure that we're meeting their needs. This doesn't look like a lot. Steve just told me the story yesterday. He had a family come in. She left with tears in her eyes that they received this support to meet their needs. So it is important. So how do the pantries get all of these items? Oh, and I want to tell you one other story. One year we try to give 4 to 5 cans when we don't have access to fresh fruit. One year we had Kathy? Canned peach or pears. Canned pears, sliced pears, half pears. That's all we had to give up. But we gave. So we receive food in addition to what you provide and the other congregations in Racine. The Community Action Agency, it's our federal level, and provides meats, dairy products, some fresh fruits and vegetables, while the Racine County Food Bank, the state level, provides a lot of the canned goods, some of the cereals. When we ask for a cereal need, are you facing need of cereal too, Cheryl?
Well, at the moment, yeah.
Yes.
A few months ago, we got a lot at church, and that really was a blessing.
Yeah.
But now we're, all the kids like that, so.
So Mitchell had a domino thing where they lined up boxes, and that's where the pantries were blessed for a while. Now we're seeing individual single serving packages of cereal. So if we don't have enough of the box, you put in like 4 or 5 for each person. Steve honestly told me at Northside he doesn't like buying the cereals because there's a lot of sugar. But again, that's what the kids would eat, and so you can try to look for nutritional values. We keep track of the number of clients and what's donated in order to report to those 2 agencies because what each food pantry receives to restock based upon the number of people who are served. So that's another reason to keep track. We have so many members right here who donate in prayers or financially or in actual food items. We are truly blessed. Our church works the 4th Thursday of every month. We do luck out that the 4th Thursday of each month in November is Thanksgiving, and we have the day off. And I think we luck out with Christmas today. Not that we wouldn't be there to work, but it helps fill out. Just so you can look around, would you raise your hand if you said a prayer, if you made a donation, if you served, if you brought in whatever, if you thought about any of our pantries? Just raise, look around us. See the support we have within our congregation. So thank you. Volunteers, though, are also needed at the Racine County Food Bank, where they sort canned goods and they deliver and make those donations. So With these items, you can't always say we're gonna get those every month. We can say, usually when we leave the pantry as a volunteer group, those shelves are empty. And so that's when Steve may go out, purchase needed items, or we come back to you and ask for a specific need. Steve and the other directors of food pantries have been very creative. Steve works with an area Asian restaurant, and he's able to get packages of chicken breasts, and he separates them. We're across the street is the Piggly Wiggly. We get bakery every time we're open. We donate often the extra of that to community meals, so we double up on what we're doing. But he's creative at finding things that we need, and so the directors are extremely important. So Cheryl and I want to thank you for your continued support. We couldn't do it, the pantries could not do it without our community efforts. What's scary now, there are more changes in food stamps, now called SNAP, with requirements of individuals making an effort to find work or volunteer. And then also the USDA is cutting its amount of what they supply to the Community Action Agency and to the Community Food Bank because of whatever improper reason. So the need is going to be even greater. St. Vincent de Paul notes on their website, we are called to relieve suffering and offer hope, embracing everyone, regardless of creed, background, or circumstances, by giving of your time and donating. You are offering hope, not only to those who are in need, but also offering a light of hope to us as we work to make our community a better place. Thank you.